Hey there, I'm Jeffrey Van Dyke, co-leader here at Big Vision Business, and today we're going to be talking about messaging. Now, this is a topic that I think is one of the most difficult things for most entrepreneurs to really figure out. Who are they really on earth to serve, and how do they convey what they're here to do to that tribe in a way that automatically magnetizes them to them, so that their business works and grows with a lot of success and ease. So we're going to dive into the 3 primary ingredients required that are at the foundation of really transformational messaging. So with that, Max, great to see you again. Let's dig in there.
Awesome.
So I want to talk about messaging, and particularly what you see people do wrong when it comes to messaging. Because when I meet people, and it almost doesn't matter like how long they've been in business, they say to me, like, I'm not really sure what my message is. Like, they'll tell me, like, here's what I'm saying my message is, right? Here's what I'm trying to use as my message, but I don't really know that that's my message. And to me, there's both a deeply emotional component to messaging as well as a very strategic component, and they need to be married expertly for it really to work. So let's start there. What do you see people doing wrong consistently when it comes to their messaging?
I think you kind of nailed it. There's 2 parts to messaging that always have to be kind of in your frame of reference. And one is the exact person you're speaking to. Mm-hmm. So much of the time what people do wrong is it's like, be healthier, be more successful. And
speaking to them.
Right, on some level it's true. Like, yeah, people want to be healthier, more successful, or whatever it is. But like, if I'm dealing with something specifically, like, I'm not sleeping at night, I don't want to be healthier. I want to get to sleep at night and sleep soundly throughout the entire night and wake up refreshed. A very different language. Mm-hmm. So I think the first thing is that nobody knows how to really lock into their tribe. But that brings us to the second part, is that your messaging has to be something that's like a deep resonance with your own being, your own story. So if you're saying, like, be the most confident person in the world, but there's some part of you that's like, I don't really buy that.
Yeah.
Or it's not really what I'm living, it doesn't land.
It doesn't match up.
Right.
I had a call with a guy maybe a month ago around messaging. And he came in saying, like, I'm a performance coach, right? And he'd been trained as a performance coach. And
here's what I see is wrong,
right?
Right? Or here's the training I have to fix this thing.
Right. And, and I went into his history, like, okay, is it really true that you're a performance coach? And what was wild to me is it wasn't true at all.
There was no relevance to his own unique story.
And the reason I went there is because I was like, I was like looking at him and going like, you a performance coach? Like, it didn't match up, even just looking at him without knowing his story.
Yeah.
Right. And he thought that was the thing that people were going to buy. So he was trying to build, and he was a savvy marketer. He'd built a whole funnel around it and everything else. But when I dug into his story, he grew up in Hollywood with a father who was very famous in the film industry. He'd gone to acting school. He'd been a casting director. And at one point in the dialogue, this was on Skype, I saw in the back off to the right all these Post-it notes. And I said, what are those? Right? And he goes, oh, that's a product I was working on. I said, a product about what? He was like, well, video secrets about how to be really compelling on camera and how to be the one person that people say yes to when you share your message. And I was like, oh, really? Where did that come from?
Yeah, much more compelling
right?
than performance.
And he said, well, when I was a casting director, I was always looking for, like, what's the thing that's going to get you cast? What's the one thing that's going to have you as an actor pop off the screen? And I was like, okay, wait, let me get this straight. You grew up with a father who was famous in the industry. You grew up on the lot in the industry in Hollywood. You went to acting school. You've been a casting director. And now you're a performance coach.
It doesn't make sense.
It didn't add up one bit.
But here's the thing that's so interesting about it. I'll bet you the reason he became a performance coach is because somebody in his life was a successful performance coach, or was selling it successfully, or was being successful, or he kind of saw somebody doing it and it's like, that works. Mm-hmm. And so it's not that the performance coach isn't the message that could land. It's that it didn't land with his own unique life experiences and story.
Yeah. Now, here's what was interesting to me as I dug into his story with him is, because it's true, he saw somebody doing it successfully, he got trained in it, and I could tell that he wanted to be a higher performer, right? And that's why he got trained in it, because he wanted to be a higher performer. And I said, okay, well, what if you were to lead with your genius, what brings you alive, which was camera, which was film? What parts of performance coaching could you add into this that would bring a unique spin to it and position it in a way that nobody else has positioned being alive and effective on camera before? And that ended up creating a whole, like, it opened it up, right? And it was really speaking to people that had almost made it, but were hitting a glass ceiling and felt funky on camera and knew that if they could get through that final thing, they were going to blow up in their business. So it was really helped him refine his tribe as it relates to the camera piece, not the high performance piece.
I mean, it just reminds me so much of my own story, because when my very first business was a meditation business. Why? Both my parents, meditation teachers. And so there was some part of me was like, oh yeah, I like meditation. I've gotten a lot of value from meditation, so I should teach meditation. But those first 2 years were a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost $80,000. It was just nonstop not working.
Yeah.
And when it locked into me was that I was looking at well, what is it about the meditation? And to me, it was that actually I liked that it allowed people to be stronger leaders.
Yeah.
That the part of meditation I appreciated was that it brought out their courage and their authenticity. So what's that in service to? To being in business.
Yeah.
Right? And so bringing that kind of spiritual, conscious approach to business is what allowed us to create this whole kind of organism. But it wasn't about meditation, the thing I was trained in, the thing that I had been used to.
Right.
Right? So I think one of the big problems is that people have to be willing to look at whether what they're doing is something they've adopted or whether it's something that they truly are aligned with, and whether that thing that they're doing is speaking to a tribe that's hungry enough.
That's so right on. That's so right on. And, you know, I see people come to me a lot saying, especially creative types, right? I have all these things I've been trained in, or all these things I'm good at. Which one is it? Which one, is it meditation or is it business? Is it high performance coaching or is it video? Which one is it?
There's so many directions they feel like they could go.
So many directions they feel like they could go. And to be honest, it's not always an easy answer. Sometimes you just have to work through it, like these two examples we went through. But the thing that I do with people that I think is the missing ingredient for most folks is they don't dig into the transformational journey they've gone through in their life to understand the transformation they're here to cause others to go through. Because and here's the bridge back to the conversation we were just in. When you understand what transformation you're causing, then 9 times out of 10 you start to see oh, I could use this. I'm a singer, I could use my music. Oh, I'm a speaker, I could be speaking about this. Oh, I'm an artist, I could, I do all these things, or I've been trained in all these modalities, and they all come together when I understand the transformation.
So let me ask a question about that, which is that when you say their own transformational journey, I think a lot of people will be like, yeah, I've learned some stuff, and I've picked up these skills or these talents, but that's not really what you're saying, right?
No. Let me give you an example. I worked with a buddy of mine who's a very gifted massage therapist, right? But he's also an energy worker and also is into meditation and also kind of channels stuff and has all these skills, right? But was just a meditation teacher when I met him. And as we became friends and as he went deeper on his path, more and more of these tools wanted to come out, and he didn't know how to market it. Am I a massage
how it
therapist?
all fits together.
Right. Am I a massage therapist? Am I an energy worker? Am I something else? What am I? And actually, that makes me think one of the biggest problems with messaging, especially what do you do, is we try to hold on to this very old sort of 20th century version of how to talk about what
Labels.
we do, which is a label.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a dentist, I'm a doctor, I'm a massage therapist, I'm a coach. But nobody cares. it's not relevant at all. Instead of saying, I help these people get this result or have this transformation for this result, I help X people do Y so they get Z. Oh, now suddenly I have a great sense of who you are. I was talking to the chiropractor the other day who helps chiropractors use modern technology in media to become relevant and known in their community as a wellness authority so that he can help his clients, and he coaches chiropractors, double their income and their client base within 1 year and have the life they love, right? So it's like suddenly all started to come together. Like he was media savvy, really loved, he has 3 podcasts, etc., but had been a chiropractor. He came from a lineage of successful entrepreneurs and had an entrepreneurial mindset his whole life and didn't bring it in. Back to my other friend though. What the massage therapist did was he looked at what change am I really causing in people's lives, and who am I serving that really needs that change? Those were the 2 big questions. And what he saw was he primarily does work with people that have a big message for this world, that have gone after bringing their work out to the world as an entrepreneur. But no matter how much success they build in their business, they're still not happy in their soul, right? And he's done a lot of deep soul work his whole life. So we built something called the Soul Switch, right? Which is turning that soul switch on. And once he hooked into like, oh, on the most basic level, I'm helping these leaders turn their soul switch on so they're happy doing what they're on earth to do. Got it. Now the energy work flows. Now the massage therapy work comes. Now everything else all gets packaged into that delivery, right? And suddenly he's having people come out of the woodwork to work with him because he's really speaking to a pain point for a specific tribe, and it takes everything that's true about him and delivers it to them beautifully.
So what I'm hearing is that in order, as a high level to lock into this message, first you have to be willing to let go of the labels.
Have to.
Let go of the certifications and the fancy titles that you've probably spent a lot of time acquiring, but because they don't mean anything. Secondly, you have to really dig into how are all of your skills, learning, and life experiences actually in service to a particular transformation.
That's it.
Right? And third, that you have to be able to really acknowledge who it is you're here to serve and to lead, which almost always is some reflection of you at some point of your evolutionary journey.
Absolutely. Max, at the foundation, I think that's really it. I think it's those 3 things. It's 1, letting go of the labels. 2, really identifying the transformation you bring people through. And 3, identifying the people, the tribe, that you're meant to serve, the people that really want that transformation, that are hungry for it, that are actually out there looking for it. And I think that's the thing people forget, is that there are actually people in the world actively hungry and looking for what you've got. And it's so easy when you don't have the kind of success you want to forget, there are hungry people in this world. And so marrying those things, your transformation and that tribe and their hunger, really puts it all together into something you can speak about. And whether that's a single statement, like, I help these people who long for this get that, or whether it's longer form copy of really speaking to that transformation and speaking to the hunger and the specific result people are going to get. So lots more we could say on that, but I think that's the primary foundation.
Yeah, it's really good. Awesome. Well, let's wrap this up for today. First, it would be so cool to hear from you. Either who's the tribe that you are here to serve? See if you can clarify that in the comments below to really not only speak powerfully to that, but to see, heck, you might find some of your own tribe here inside of BVB. And the second thing, that if that's not as clear to you, what do you think's the kind of primary transformational journey that you're here on Earth to deliver? What is that thing that you feel called to really do and give in service to the world? Post that as a comment below. We would love to hear that, and I'm sure everybody would be inspired to hear what you're up to. And of course, we also want you to know that if you are looking for mentorship and support to not only lock in your message, but to expand and accelerate your business and your income today, go ahead and click the link right below or head on over to bigvisionbusiness.com. Let us support you in bringing your next greatest calling out into the world. Cool, so that's what we got for you today. Leave a comment, click the link below, share it with your friends if this resonated, and we'll see you in another video real soon. All our love.
Subscribe.
So Max, here's where I want to start. This one is, you know, you have such a strategic brain, and when you look at what people are doing around messaging in their
Your brain is so strategic.
it's gonna dominate the camera.
I was trying not to laugh, but I was like, your brain.
Remember to close with just something like, so Max, it's good to see you. And we'll go to Max, hopefully not actually holding the cat at that point.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi, Kiki.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Oh, man. See, this is dangerous because usually this happens on the last one of the day.
No.
This is the second one.
All right. I got this.